Do you ever feel like your paddle strokes just aren't quite taking you where you want them to? Or, in the words of one modern day poet, do you ever feel like a plastic bag, like a waste of space? Well, in this tutorial, we're going to take a look at one key drill that you can use to learn to grip the water effectively. Let's get down to it. Failure to effectively grip the water with your paddle is one of the most common errors and causes of frustration among paddlers. It's often a contributing factor to people feeling like they are incapable of performing the boof, but on a more fundamental level, it will mean that many strokes feel as though they lack punch. So today we're going to take a look at one drill that will enable you to effectively grip the water and produce drastically different results in your paddling. These blade pressure drills can be performed anywhere. Flat water is a great starting point, but once you've got the hang of them, moving on to some slight moving water can be really helpful, and beginning to apply them in context, pulling into eddies, pulling out of eddies, and boofing, pulling the nose up onto rocks, for example. All of these things are great means of progressing this skill into the environment for which it's intended. But to begin with, on flat water, all you need to do is sit neutrally and then engage your core such that you are focusing more on moving your body and using the blade as a lever than on pulling with your arms through the water. From that neutral upright position, you're going to simulate a boof in effect, lifting the nose of your boat and rotating it through the air. The focus here should be on winding up the torso to reach forward as you plant that stroke and really making sure that you are engaging the blade in the water. And you're then thinking about pushing your feet away from the blade, rotating the boat away from the blade, not rotating the blade around the boat. There's definitely a risk here that I over-explain. Ultimately, this is a really simple drill, but it has such big consequences if you can get it right. As you can see, in all of these examples, my whole blade is in the water. It's not overly deep, but the whole blade is active and engaged throughout the stroke. And all that means is that I am really and truly gripping and interacting with the water rather than just dipping a tea bag into it. And as I've already said, the other crucial factor is that you are consciously rotating the boat around the fixed point of the blade in the water. Once you're satisfied that the bow has moved away far enough, then I think it's a really great exercise to reverse that and bring the bow back towards that blade that you've got in the water. This is a really excellent preparatory step for being able to do moves like the double pump, which will lead to being able to cartwheel, because it's all about applying pressure through that blade and driving the feet and knees towards the blade that's in the water. Naturally, this is going to look more exaggerated in a little playboat like mine, but you can absolutely do this drill in a half slice or in a creek boat as well.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this tutorial video. If you found it helpful in any way or you're enjoying this content, then please do drop a like down below and share this wherever you feel comfortable. Likewise, if you're here for the first time and you're enjoying what you see, then please do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you know when I've got new videos coming out. It is a free action for you, but it means a huge, huge difference for me. So thank you very much. All right, let's get back to the tutorial.
If you want to level this skill up, then introducing a slight edge transition with your knees can be the way to do that. As you can see in these examples, as I pull back on that stroke and kick my feet away from the blade, I'm actually ever so slightly raising the far side knee from that blade, so that I'm lifting the nose up and into the air and ever so slightly slicing the stern towards that active blade. And then as I reach the end of the stroke, I'm slightly transitioning back down to a flat hull and allowing the bow to fall into place. Another really useful add-on to this skill is learning to feather your blade through the water, as this will enable you to move between strokes without lifting the blade from the water. And sometimes you can be applying minor directional changes, such as you would with a bow draw, for example, whilst moving from one stroke to the next, preparing for a boof stroke, for example. And that is all there is to it. Blade pressure drills are so useful. Get out there and give these a try. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.